My name is Michael Morden, MJ Morden Photography out of Washington, D.C. I primarily like to shoot fashion, editorial, boudoir, stuff like that. Yeah. So I first met Alice, I heard about Alice through a podcast that I was listening to. Christy Jessica put it on, and that went down the rabbit hole. I eventually met Alice at another event, and she talked about this trip to Bali. So I looked into it on the website and, listened to her discuss it, and it just kind of clicked. Personally, for me, I remember when I grew up, I'm a kid from the 90s, and I was always into photography and creating art, like visual art. And I remember I watched, anybody my age may remember this, there's a HBO documentary about Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, How It's Made. And basically it follows a photographer around who goes on these trips overseas to these amazing locations and just spends this time shooting beautiful swimsuit models on these crazy, beautiful locations. And I remember just sitting there as a kid in the 90s like, wow. It's like, this guy is living a life, like what a dream. And then that full circle connected, I'm like looking at this Bali trip from Muses Takeover. I was like, well, this is it. I mean, this is literally the dream right here. Like, it doesn't get any better. So yeah, to me, it was a no-brainer, like tripped over myself trying to pounce on this opportunity of a lifetime, really, I feel like. There's both creative and personal things I wanted to get out of this trip. Creatively, I mean, it's a chance of a lifetime, obviously. I mean, who gets to do this? A very, very tiny percent of the population will ever even get the chance to come make art with, in my opinion, the most elite lineup of models out there right now, and the most pristine, awesome locations on planet Earth. So creatively, it's no brainer, but also this was also very much a personal trip for me. I went through a lot of stuff in 2025, so it was kind of a gift to myself for healing. So, and luckily I got both of those experiences out of this trip, so I couldn't be more happy. So yeah, it was such a great time. It's probably gonna be one of my top favorite memories of a lifetime for a long time. So coming into this event, I didn't really know what to expect, but any expectations I had were just blown through the roof. Like this has been the most amazing experience. Like everything's taken care of for you. Everything. All you have to think about is art, right? Meals are taken care of, the schedule's taken care of. You just kind of show up and you come to these, you don't know like what to expect, but this was such an easy way of going about this. It was so great. So my favorite shoot location so far on this trip has, without a doubt, for me, been the waterfall. And I cannot decide between each one, to be honest, because they were both amazing. And I've been to a lot of waterfalls elsewhere, but nothing even comes close. It's just so beautiful. And even the hike getting there, you're just overcome with awe, like, where am I? Like, this is so amazing. And it's just part of you feel like you're trekking on this National Geographic tour or something. And it makes the whole experience even better. And once you get there and you see this just gorgeous waterfall with these cliffs, like it's almost set up for photography, for the models to stand like right there in it. And it's such a gift, because that's something, you can't recreate that. Beaches are great here too, but beach is a beach. But these waterfalls, no, there's no other place on earth you can get that shot. So the best part about events like this, especially Muses Takeover Bali, is it's a group of like-minded creatives. So collaborating with this elite lineup of models and these photographers have just been amazing. I kind of tell other photographers when I see them who haven't done events like this, like, you have to do these because it's just a whole nother world when you get to surround yourselves with people who get it, who understand, what you're into and what you like and what you're trying to do. Like me, I have a separate career, right? And in that career, they don't always understand my passions, what I'm doing. But here, when you get around like-minded creatives, you feel free to be your authentic self. It's almost like you can just shed that, veil we put on when we're going around our normal lives and just be yourself and create art and not apologize for it or try to hide it. And here, the team here has been so amazing. I've learned so much because, this is about creative art. So sometimes we get too locked into, well, the book says you do it like this and the manual, the rules say light it like this and stand over here. But getting to talk to the other photographers and little tricks of the trade, because sometimes art, the best way is to break the rules, right? And learning what other tricks and tips the other photographers do has been very valuable. Each model here brings a very unique and specific presence on camera and their personality, which just shines through. Like every time I would go and shoot with a different model at a different location, it was completely different, but still just beautiful and unique. This has definitely been just an elite experience for me. So my absolute favorite memory from Muses Takeover Bali is without a doubt going to be during the photo shoot on the rice fields and the mountains, which was such a beautiful location. We had so much fun up there, got some great shots. And as we're wrapping up, we're making our way back, and these rain clouds from a famous Bali rainstorm are coming in. And we were walking, I believe it was me and the model Natalie and Mackenzie, was literally coming up on us, hitting us, and we're running away from it, and it's getting us, and it was the biggest raindrops we ever felt in our lives. And then it just started downpouring so hard, we couldn't see. We were immediately soaked. We're running to the restaurant to find cover, and we were laughing so hard, our guts are just keeling over. And I think at one point I looked over, I couldn't see, like wiping the rain from my eyes, and of course, I see Lumen, the model Lumen, dancing in the rain, just loving it. And we finally make it to the restaurant, just completely soaked. We're all just dying laughing. And it was such a great time. And just seeing everybody's faces so happy after that rainstorm, that's going to sit with me for a very long time. It was great. The best part about the rice field location and the mountains in Bali was the expansive texture of the landscape. You get so much layers of shades of green and these little pockets of like a barn hut or something in the background. And the mountains just go so far in the distance up into the sky. It's just nothing like it. It's not a shot you can get really anywhere else. It was really amazing. So this trip really pushed me creatively because I decided, since it was such a long trek to Bali, that I'm going to push myself into more of a natural light photography, as I am primarily a studio shooter. I do a lot of work with controlling off-camera lights. So I decided I'm going to push myself. I'm not going to pack any lights, and I'm just going to pack as light as I can gear-wise and see what I come up with, and really lean into the whole natural light, pack light, just a camera and lens, and what a place to do it, right? And so Bali, the background is so beautiful. If you're going to do it, there's no better place. And with this lineup of models, it made that so much easier. You could really experiment and lean into that and try new things with natural light, and get scary and see, maybe it'll work out, maybe it'll not. And this was the best place to do it. And I learned a lot, and everybody here has so much experience. They help them, just kind of voice my ideas, get that feedback, like, well, maybe try this and that. So I really learned a lot on this trip on just taking other folks' experiences and notes that they have for me. It's been really valuable. So one of the takeaways for myself that I got out of this trip was to pay attention to the landscape for where you're wanting to shoot. And by that, not just where you're going to place the model, right? Because that's the easy one to figure out. Oh, I want to shoot the model up on this rock next to the waterfall, because this is the shot I want. But then you forget, oh, where am I as the photographer going to stand to get that shot? because there may not be a rock to stand on there, right? So that was a very valuable lesson. Learned that pretty quickly, I think, on the first location. Like, oh, that shot's not possible unless there's a crane on site, you know? So that was definitely one of the big takeaways for me. So connecting with this group has been really great for me because I have a different career. I work around scientists and engineers, so often don't get to explore or express this side of me because it's not always understood in that environment. So being around like-minded folks who have done this for a while, have experienced it, and who feel like you can shed the veil and be your authentic self. And it's something it's just so valuable. And I feel like some creatives and artists don't always get that because they don't always partake in workshops or group events like this, but it really should, because I think that's the most valuable part, is just being around like-minded individuals who share your same passions, who get it. You know what I mean? You don't understand how valuable that is and how meaningful it is and how impactful it is until you're in it and you experience it. And you're like, I found my people. This is it. So if I could describe Muses Takeover Bali in just one word, I would say elite. It was the most elite experience I've ever had. There's nothing better. Like, what other location would you want to go shoot with? Bali, you know, halfway across the world. There's no better place. You can't recreate this scenery anywhere else. And it was the most elite set of models on the call sheet that you could ever see. Each one individual, unique, who bring their own presence off camera and on camera. That was just perfection. It's just something, you know, you rarely get to partake in. And the photographers here, I've learned something from each one. It's just an elite experience is all I gotta say. There's no other way to describe it. So personally, this experience has meant a lot to me, not just creatively, but personally. This was also something I did for myself. I had a rough year in 2025, so I wanted to give myself a gift, right? And what better gift than the most amazing trip you could ever go on? Because I think as photographers, right, and creatives, we go to places on vacation. Say we go to Hawaii or Bali, and what's the first thing we always think? Like, oh, this place is nice, this waterfall's nice, but you know what'd be cool? Like, man, I wish I could do a photo shoot here, right? Like, that's constantly what we're saying. And here it is, like the perfect scenario. Like, you get the vacation experience, you don't have to do anything. You're going to the best restaurants, you're getting fed, you're going to the best sites. You don't have to research them, it's already there. And you get to do what you love and what you would want to do if you came here on a separate vacation. You get to do the photo shoots with an elite set of models already brought to you. It's just everything you could want, so. Every interaction I had on this trip has been amazing. The food in particular in Bali is just blows your mind. Every restaurant we've been to was so amazing. Everybody would get something different. And every dish, everybody was raving about, and we would try each other's dish, you know, and it was just mind-blowing. And it's so much so that I can't even pick like a favorite meal or a favorite restaurant, because every time I was just floored, like, oh my God, this is so good. And it's just when you think like, oh, that was clearly the best. Tomorrow we go to a different restaurant and it's just as amazing. It was just so incredible. And everybody was so kind and warm and inviting. The crew here and the models, of course, but even the people of Bali have been so kind and nice. I remember one experience, we were having breakfast at a local cafe, and they were so enamored with us. They asked to get a photo with us and then write down their Instagram handles for them on a napkin. It was so sweet. So anybody considering Muses Takeover event, I would highly recommend it, because where else would you get this opportunity? And really, this is like the elite level. Like, if you think about like Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue, right? This is it. This is that experience. It's the most elite models we have, and the most elite locations, you're just not going to get anywhere else. And why would you deny yourself that? Like that's, to me, it's a no-brainer. So Alice and our staff have been so amazing the entire time through this event, just catering to our every need, whether it's food recommendations, coordinating the schedule, anything, laundry, all the little things you think aren't gonna pop up. If you need medicine because you got sick one morning, sunscreen, bug spray, you name it. They got everything you could think of, any problem that could occur, they've already solved it, right? And all you have to do is ask, but you weren't gonna have to ask because she's already going to have it covered and get to you before you even have to ask it. It's so amazing. Like literally when they say, she says, all you have to do is show up. Man, she means it, because it's all there. You don't have to worry about a thing. All you have to do is exist and create art. So on this trip, we had the best driver ever. He's been so friendly, and navigating the Bali streets, no one wants to do that. To sort of have a local there for us has been so great, and it's been so accommodating if we need to stop by stores, and he knows all the best locations and really takes care of us back and forth to every location, to restaurants. It's been so great, and he's such a great guy. So I think experiences like these are so important for creatives because often we can tend to isolate ourselves. I think most creative people tend to be introverts, right? And kind of fall into themselves creatively. And when you do that, you kind of limit yourself on not just experiences, but learning creative aspects from other folks. And these events like this really help you grow and pull you out of your shell, your creative shell, really, and help you with your art, because you get feedback from other folks. You see how other people are operating, and it kind of lights little fires in your mind, like, oh, maybe I could try that. Maybe I could do this. And it's a really eye-opening experience. And it's something, if you stick to yourself and don't partake in things like this, it's something you're not gonna get. And so I really would push people to get out of their comfort zone and really dive into something like this, because it's gonna be more comforting than you think, So the best part about coming to events like these is it gives you opportunities to create in ways you never thought you could. So what I would say to any photographer out there who may be thinking or apprehensive or nervous about joining a group like this is please jump in. Because, I have a separate career as well where I'm around scientists and engineers who don't really get what I do or what I'm passionate about. And it's hard for me to talk about things like that or share what I like. And you may be nervous, like, oh, you see these elite models and these other photographers who may have more experience than you, and you're like, I don't know if they'd accept me, or I don't know, it feels intimidating to me, right? When you see that group to jump into something like that, especially being course quarters, I think everybody has a little bit of imposter syndrome to them, right? That's just the way it is. But I would highly recommend just do it, because what you're gonna find is immediately, almost as soon as you arrive, is these are like-minded individuals and like-minded to you, and you're gonna feel that, and they're so open and friendly. And for me, like the big thing, as soon as I got here, I realized by the second day, like, I found my people. These are my people, and they get it. And everybody's been so warm, and it doesn't matter what level you're at or how long you've been, everybody's been willing to help out and really accepting and just making everybody feel at home. It's just been such a great experience. So I would really encourage anybody who's on the fence or feeling like, I'm not ready to do something like that, or I don't belong. It's like, you belong. Like, please come. Like, you're gonna get such a great experience of it, and you're gonna see, like, these are your people. I'm Michael Morden from MJ Morden Photography out of Washington, D.C. If you're interested in viewing my work or working with me, please click the links below.